Okay, so we're gonna try out something that's getting late right now. We're gonna have some dinner. On this episode of trying out different foods, we're gonna try the Mountain House Beef Stroganoff with noodles. Now, I've had this one before. I don't want to give my opinion quite yet. I want to show you what it's about and how to make it and the flavor. These videos aren't meant to be anything crazy in depth, just mainly to tell you what I personally think, if they're good, if they're bad, what they taste like, what the issues are, if they're easy to make. And we're going to be doing different things, not just Mountain House, but other companies as well. If you guys have ideas or things you've seen you want me to test out and try, let you know. Leave a comment in the comment section, or also vote over at our Patreon page where we're completely fan-funded, patreon.com/GY6Outdoors. Link is in the description. Enough pomp and circumstance. Let's get to eating. Hope it's as good as I remember. It's been a while. All right, so as usual, we're using our MSR Windburner. This stove I've taken numerous places. The nice thing is it carries everything in one solid unit. You have your stove, you have your burner, you have your fuel, you have your lighter. You even have, I put in the bottom there, built-in French press. So if you want to know more about this, you can click on the review in the description of the MSR Windburner. The full review, I'll talk more about if you want to learn more about the stove. But in this video, we're mainly watching me eat something. Don't need all that. It doesn't usually taste as good as it could be for dinners while you're in the outdoors, but it is what it is. Where's our water? Crap, we need water. Oh, there it is. Just like that. Got water in there. Oh crap, how much do we need? So this is saying that we need 3/4 of a cup of boiling water. So we'll fill that up to 3/4. Yeah, your steam. And I like it. This is for one serving of this, by the way. So Mountain House, this is 12 grams of protein. All the nutrition facts are on the back of the bag. You can freeze the frame if you want to see it. And you can also see the ingredients. There's a lot of interesting things in here that I wouldn't say are good for you. 260 calories total. 800 milligrams of sodium. 800. Wow, we're already boiling. All right, thank you, Windburner. And turning this off. Just like that. Flame goes out. It's nice, you can twist this thing off. You can pick the whole thing up as one unit. Walk around with it however you want to. When you take it out, you just twist it. Comes right out. I love this stove, and like I said, click the link in the description, go check the full review of it. But we have about roughly 3/4 of a cup, and I always tend to err on the side of less water more than more water, because watered down instant meals taste horrible. So I'd rather have a little bit thicker and then add more hot water, because you can't take the water out of this once you've poured it. And you'll lose flavor, so keep that in mind. Always err on the side of less water, and if it's too thick, add a little bit more hot water. It'll not only heat up your meal, but also you can kind of increase that or decrease that accordingly as you move along, rather than just dumping in almost a full cup of water and then you having really nasty, low quality flavored soup. Fun fact. All right, turn this open. They're saying open package, done. Tear notch. Okay, so it's teaching you how to actually tear open a bag. So I'm guessing their clientele may need a little education on certain things. Always look for the oxygen absorbers in your meals. You do not want to start pouring water in there and start stirring it up and realize you've just cooked the oxygen absorber in your meal. Not good. So take that out first. As you can see in this, it's very clumpy. You got a lot of different things going on here. It is beef stroganoff, so you're gonna have beef, you're gonna have noodles, you're gonna have sauces, and you see it all clumped up in here. It's all dried, and then we're gonna reactivate it with the hot water here in a second. So let's pour it in. Carefully add 3/4 cup boiling water. Carefully, aka don't scald the crap out of yourself while you're trying to do this. Stir carefully and close zipper. Optional. After 4 minutes, stir again. So it's kind of telling you time before time. Let stand for 8 to 9 minutes. Stir and enjoy right out of the pouch. So 8 or 9 minutes of letting it stand, but within 4 minutes, open it back up, stir it a little bit more, making sure you get all the bottoms. With these bags, the key is to get all the stuff at the bottom edges. If you've ever dealt with these before, you have these like lava pockets of extremely hot powder that just explode in your face when you're trying to stir it around or when you're eating, and next thing you know, you have half the flavor that wasn't even mixed in. So make sure to get the edges with whatever spoon you're using or utensil at the time, or spork or chopsticks, whatever you want to do. Ah, boiling hot water. Ah, ha, ha. Now, when it's cold out, we're gonna do that for right now. Let's get a feel for this. Like I said, these meals are best when you kind of get an idea for what viscosity you want. So start slow, start very little amount of water, then work your way up to find that perfect amount for your thickness of your dinner. This looks like noodles mixed with cat food and really watered down yogurt, but we got stirred up a little bit and then we're gonna seal it. So I get those edges. What I do is I like to, flavor's not bad. I like to stir it manually first and then seal it and then shake it up and kind of push all the edges and get all that ingredients mixed in there. And when you're done with your dinner, if you're in areas where bears or animals are gonna be, and if you're in outdoors, that's pretty much everywhere, make sure to keep your food stored away and safely. Make sure to discard your trash into a trash bag, into a locked container, so the squirrels and little creatures don't get it and choke on plastic and die and get used to eating human food, which messes up nature, so don't do that. Make sure to be responsible with the food you're eating when you're in the outdoors. That's very key. All right, let's let this sit for 8 or 9 minutes. We're already about 1.5 minutes in. I like to fudge it a little bit because, like I said, according to what your palate likes, more will make it thicker, less will make it a little bit more runny, a little bit more crunchy, so kind of up to you. Well, when it's really cold, if you're in higher elevations, you know, what time of year, these things are great to hold on to as they're cooking. You're absorbing that heat, good little hand warmers, but it's been about 8.5 minutes or so. I've just been kind of pushing it around and playing with it like this because rather than opening up, letting out all the heat, it's kind of a way of self-stirring it while it's cooking in there. And keeping that heat in there is key, so make sure to keep it closed for the most part. You can open it and check it occasionally, but yep, this is it. So it's where I like it to be. You can make it a little bit more watered down. You can make it also thicker. I don't know what it is. These little chunks of meat in here, they're like pellets. They look like fire pellets that you have for a smoker or something, or cat food. And then the noodles, obviously, are noodles. Doesn't smell bad. Haven't had it in probably a couple years. Smells good, doesn't have a bad smell to it. Let's see what it tastes like. Meat's a little chewy. Flavor, definitely not stroganoff. It's one of the better ones that Mountain House makes. I actually don't mind Mountain House. I think it's probably one of the better of the instant backpacker, backcountry meals. Get off me, mosquito. Mountain House does make some good stuff. I mean, out of a lot of the other ones I've tried, they're not bad. They're not the best in the world either. I say on a flavor scale, for 10 being a ribeye steak and a 1 being an original chalky MRE, I'd say this lands in the probably 4. I'll say 4. I'll give it a 4 or a 5, right around there. There's a big gap between MRE to a ribeye. So I'm gonna give it a 4 or 5. It's right in the middle. It's not horrible. It's not great, but it's definitely doable. And I think maybe adding a little bit more water. It's kind of runny for my liking. I like it a little bit thicker, especially when it comes to, well, stroganoff. But adding a little bit more water would give you more heat for a longer period of time, and also allow that meat to maybe cook up a little bit. It's like wet beef jerky. It says it cooks in less than 10 minutes. Correct. Just add water. Correct. No cleanup. You have to make sure to take the bag out with you. You can't just toss the bag over your shoulder unless you want to be a douchebag. They store for a long period of time, so if you want to keep these as long-term storage for emergency situations, in an emergency, this is going to be fine. I mean, you're going to be much better off with this than an MRE. Not the greatest, but lightweight, very easy to cook, good amount of caloric intake, 11 grams of protein, good for energy. Got some sugar in there, got a lot of sodium, so for cramping, if you're backpacking, hiking around a lot. But flavors on that 4 or 5 range. And if you're thinking beef stroganoff, you're gonna be let down. But if you're thinking this is gonna taste like crap beef stroganoff, you'd probably be more apt to enjoy it. Stores for a long period of time. It says this will last till 2046, and right now it's 2018. If you want to see me testing other stuff, click our food playlist, click on the name of the playlist here, and just find the next episode of different flavors and different companies we're using.